Good morning, everybody. Another beautiful day here in Dallas. Hump Day Wednesday, November 19th, 2025. Not 2022, Don. I didn't try time travel back, you know. And today's sponsor, like it has been all week, is our wonderful new friends at Copper North. That's coppernorth.com. COPPERNORTH.com. Together, copper and silk create a sleep experience that's both restorative. Am I saying that right? Restorative, hang on, Don. And refined, merging skincare science with luxury, Don. Available in 5 colors and 3 sizes. Every Copper North pillowcase is designed to elevate the everyday. And yes, they are machine washable, Don. You don't have to take them down the stream and hit them with a rock to get them clean. You can just throw them in the washer machine. And the unboxing, Don. The unboxing experience is an Instagrammer's dream. I want to know what the hell that is. We got to get some of these. It's sleep, science, and silk. Copper North makes natural luxury accessible. And because you are a wonderful listener to our podcast, you go to check out. You can either use Buffalo or Eddie Buffalo as your promo code, and you will get an additional 15% off. So check out our friends at Copper North. How are you, Don?
That's nice.
Hump Day!
I'm doing well.
All the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Lowe are purely for entertainment purposes. Do your thing, Don.
I will. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us, everyone. The best way to experience the podcast is if you go to our YouTube channel. That's EBI Media Insurance Questions Podcast. EBI Media Insurance Questions Podcast. If you prefer to listen to podcasts, we're just about anywhere you can listen to a podcast. So we're on 53 different podcast depositories. And make sure you hit the fan mail button where you can send us questions, send us ideas for topics for future episodes, or just say hello. So thank you for taking time out of your day to share it with us. We really appreciate it. And Eddie, let's rock and roll, baby.
Disculpe, señor, lo faso. No bueno.
No good?
How about Spanish talkers? No, you're no good. You're no good. You're no good. You're no good. Donnie, you're no good.
Linda
No,
Ronstadt.
you're no good. You're no good. You're no good. Donnie, you're no good. You know what's going to be good tomorrow night? Your Buffalo Bills. So kick some ass in Houston.
You're
baby.
a day early with the shirt, but that's
all I
okay.
gotta say.
Yeah, hopefully. They need a win. We got to get those Patriots to lose a couple games.
They kind of snuck up on everybody this year, especially us. And thank God we have a head-to-head with them. Hopefully we'll do much better, in their stadium. It just,
I know.
There's so many growing pains when players are young. I'm hoping that he has a bunch soon. Their quarterback. He's going to be
looks pretty solid
for years.
I know.
So we'll see what happens. Now, I got to ask you, Don, because, I try to listen to GR once in a while, but people are absolutely crazy that I don't want to last very long. What are they saying about Coach Dable? Do you think he's going to come back?
I think prior to this last game, they would say yes, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so, but who knows?
You hate
maybe he
backwards,
doesn't want to. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a while before he ever gets a chance to have a head coaching job again, because and I totally understand, why people are so upset about everything, but it's such a hard jump up from some of these guys. They're fantastic coordinators, and they just can't make that jump,
Didn't he win Coach of the Year in his rookie year?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And
I
they
mean, and that was
said
what,
that
like
the Giants,
two.
yeah, that was his first year, I think, actually.
It
If
wasn't
I'm
that like
wrong,
just two or three seasons ago now. Three, maybe.
but yeah, yeah. Because when he was named coach, I saw him at the Blackthorn on Seneca Street because it was a big party and he happened to be at it. And that boy can drink some beer. Let me tell you what. Good old West Seneca
He's
boy, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Don, it's been a second. It's been a minute since we've had our insurance questions podcast episode because you were sick. You're running from the law. You're on the lam. And so now that you got all your legal problems behind you and you're feeling better,
Yeah.
you're in charge of this show, Don. What would you like to talk about today? I know we have an
All
idea
right.
of where we go, and I
Yeah.
think it's kind of bleeds over from yesterday when I talked about the woman that really didn't care about FDIC protection for her money, which I thought was batshit crazy. But who
Yeah.
knows?
Well, I wanted to take that just a step further. So just to refresh everybody, Eddie was having some conversations online, I think in one of the social platforms.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
this individual was, dead set on Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. She does not believe in banks or traditional finances or whatever. She thinks, everything's got to be crypto. And Ed was trying to talk about, well, if you have money in a bank, a United States bank, um, you're allowed up to $250,000 of insurance protection should the bank fail. And basically, that's what that's for.
And that's to the FDIC, right?
Right, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is a privately funded organization where the banks kind of fund it. So it's insurance just in case a bank fails that, hey, if you, God bless you, if you have more than $250,000 in there, up to $250,000 is going to be insured for so that you'll never lose that. And that's per person per account. So you
And
can have
how much does
multiple
that
accounts.
cost to get that coverage? How much does that cost
That
for
is
that coverage, Don?
that there's no cost to the consumer at all for that. So it's just something that
It's
they
one of
tout.
the few times
It's
in life where you're going to get something for free.
well, it's what the cost is probably built into some of the fees that the banks charge their deposit holders somewhere. But so it just kind of got me to thinking that yes, you're covered for up to $250,000, and if you have more than that in one particular specific account, say you've got $500,000 in a savings account, we'll just say. Well, only 250,000 of that is going to be covered should the bank fail.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking,
Now, let me
how
ask
can
you
if
this,
somebody
Don.
has, go ahead.
What if you're married and you both have separate accounts? Are both of those insured for 250 grand?
Yes, it's per account.
So you're just splitting up the pie to protect as much money as you can, which makes 100% sense to me. But I don't know. I'm crazy.
Right,
What do I know? I had a lot of concussions when I
right.
boxed.
But so it just kind of led me to think, well, if somebody's got the wherewithal, the financial wherewithal, where they want to have 500,000 or $1 million without any risk, what's the best vehicle? Is it is it cryptocurrency? Probably not. It's very high risk. Is it individual stocks? Probably not, because there's so much volatility. Well, one of the great tools available to people, if they want income that is going to be guaranteed, risk-free, it's a whole life insurance policy. And that's where you can, it's permanent insurance, where you can build up the cash value in the policy, and it's guaranteed because the insurance companies are required to have funds set aside so that they can pay all of the claims that they have on the books. So, if they had to pay every single claim and pay, cover all the cash value for all those claims, they've got to have those reserves set aside. So you are guaranteed to get that money. It's a contract, and you're guaranteed to receive that money. So, really, it's,
and a lot of people are not aware of that, Don, and that's a huge selling point to me.
No, it's very true. That's very true.
You know?
And one of the great things too with a whole life insurance policies versus, let's say you've got your savings account or a checking account that earns interest, and you're charged whatever the interest earned is on that savings or checking account. We'll just use that as an example. Every year, whatever interest you earned, you owe taxes on that, income taxes on that. On a whole life policy, that interest is deferred, and usually you can get all that interest back if you start to take cash out of your policy. You can take it out cash free. So there are ways to do that, which we can help you, show you the best ways to do that for whatever your situation is. But a lot of people, like our financial savvy clients, utilize the whole life policy as a supplement to their retirement income. And whenever they draw funds from their whole life policy, they can draw it tax free. So, and we can go into that in much more detail
Don?
with you.
What do you mean by that?
Well,
why are you able to do that, Don? Expound on that.
Because in essence, what you're doing is you're taking a loan out on the cash reserves in the policy. And for loans, you do not have to pay any income tax on. However, if you surrender the policy, you may have to pay income tax on those loans. So it's
funny,
there's
Don,
different strategies, and we can assist clients with that.
We're getting questions about the whole FDIC thing. We're getting questions about the FDIC from yesterday's show that I'm getting in real time right now. It sounds too good to be true. I've never heard of this before. And I'm wondering how many people don't know about it, to be honest with you. I remember
FDIC?
The only reason that because I would always see, when you go to the bank, they'd have those plaques, FDIC up to $250,000, even before I was in the business that we are in. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy.
Yeah, and it's a private corporation, but although it's Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, but it's something that the banks pay into to fund that, so that they can guarantee that, at least up to $250,000 in a single account, you'll be covered with that, should the bank fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what other questions are any other questions coming in about that, about FDIC, or no?
The big questions is what is it? How much does it cost? And we kind of went over that already, because it's free for consumers through the bank per account.
Right.
And I don't think I can explain it any more simple like that, Don. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, let's not try to overcomplicate things. So that's it in a nutshell.
No. So what else did you want to talk? I know what you want to talk about, but this is your show, so do your thing.
No, I thought we had a couple questions.
Life insurance and annuities, Don. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Maybe.
Holetta, Donnie. What you gonna say?
So what kind of questions do we have?
Anywho. That's about it right now for that. I wanted to pretty go into it to go. But a simple question that they always ask, and somebody did ask this morning, how old do I have to be to get insurance?
Well, the youngest you can be is 15 days old. And
You don't got
the
a job at
oldest
15 days
depends.
old, Don. How are you going to pay for it?
Your parents or your grandparents are going to fund that baby for you. And again, it's to build the cash value up. Start while you're young as you can, to have a policy, whether your parents start it for you, or your grandparents. And then as you come of age, if you're responsible, they can turn it over to you to continue the policy. But you start to build that cash value up. Very important, very important.
So let me get this straight, Don. I get a policy for $100,000. I can get a loan on it right away for like $100,000, right?
No.
Why?
No.
Why? You said I can get money out of my policy. Why can't I get it? I
You
want to pay my
you
bills. I'm
can,
going to get insurance. I'm going to start paying my bills the next week.
as the cash value starts to build up, that's when you can start to take loans on the policy. But it takes a little while for the cash value to build up. You have to give it a good 5, 7, 10 years to build up that cash value. And
what is it? Scam? That sounds pretty scammy to me, Don. I want my money now.
It's not a scam. It's not a scam. Just remember, you're building that financial foundation.
It's one of them pyramid schemes, Don. I think it's one of them pyramid schemes, ain't it?
No scheme
And
at all. No scheme at all. Very solid.
A pain in the ass. I'm only being a pain in the ass because I've had these questions asked before.
Oh no,
I don't want nothing to do with them annuities.
And you know what?
I heard they're a scam.
Well, let's talk about, just before we talk about annuities, let's talk about the whole life insurance policies. And do you think it would be a scam if Ulysses S. Grant had a whole life insurance policy, or if Walt Disney had a whole life insurance policy, or if John Cash Penny, J.C. Penny had a whole life insurance policy, and they utilized the cash value in those policies for their different ventures? No, it's not a scam. It's been around that long.
I don't know, Don. I don't know. Oh, by the way, do you know what today is, Don? Somebody turns 97 years old today, Don. You're going to know why I'm saying this after I say.
After, right?
Mickey Mouse, 97 years old, Don.
Is it really? Wow. I didn't realize he was, I guess he is that old.
As soon as you said Walt Disney, it popped up on my phone. So not that AI is listening or anything like that.
No, exactly. But, when Walt Disney had this vision when he was in the movie business, basically, right? So he had this vision to open a theme park. The banks didn't want to back him up. So he utilized the cash value in his whole life insurance policy to start that venture, to start the funding for Disneyland. Yes, it is. Back during the Depression, when the Depression was going on, J.C. Penney's was starting to thrive, and he wanted to make sure that all of his employees were still employed. He utilized the cash value in his whole life insurance policy to meet payroll for his employees. And then, so once things turned around with both those individuals, they just kind of, funded, I don't want to say refunded, but funded the whole life cash value in their policies to kind of pay back those loans. So again, it's been around a long time.
I know my answer to this question, and I'm going to ask you. In all your years in the business, have you ever seen anybody pay back these loans?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I have never seen anybody pay back these loans.
Really? No,
And
I have
that's
seen
totally
that.
up to them too. You know what I
It
mean?
is. It is because they want to. They're so I one of the partners I work with up here in Buffalo in the office
What are you
has
cheating on me, Don? You cheating on me, you cheating
no
bastard? You son
no.
of a
But
gun, you.
hear me out on this because this is pretty interesting. So
All
he's got
right,
a
you
lot of
have the floor.
he's got a lot of clients that own a lot of different real estate and hotels and things like that. So at the end of the year, if there are taxes due, what they
Mhm.
do is they'll take the money from their whole life insurance policy, pay whatever the taxes that are due, property taxes or whatever, and then they repay and fund that whole life insurance policy throughout the course of the year with their cash flow.
Yeah.
So it's instead of having to borrow money from a bank and pay interest, they pretty much borrow the money from their policy and pay themselves back the interest. And that's kind of how that
Yeah,
works.
I'm cheap. It costs too much money. Why can't I get one of them term policies and do the same thing, Don?
Well, you can get a term policy, but there are no cash living, I'll say living benefits of a term
Like I
or
said, it's
temporary
a
policy.
scam, Don. You're a scammer. Why is that? Why could one be one and one not be the other? I don't know anything about insurance. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Because the policies are designed for different purposes. You know, if you want something
For a
that's
specific term of time.
correct,
That's the
correct.
easiest way for people to understand that.
Yep,
And the only way a term insurance policy pays out is if you pass away.
correct.
And I know people are probably going to kill me for this, especially in our industry. But at the last checking of what the percentages of term insurance that pays out in the United States, not just the companies we work at, the whole United States, what are the percentage of term insurance policies that actually pay out to American citizens, Don?
It's extremely low. I think it's somewhere around 3 to 5%. If it's that high, it's something like 3%, I
Oh,
think.
they would be lucky to get that much. 1%, Don. Only
1%.
1%
Okay.
of term insurance policies pay out. So, yes, you're covering yourself. Yes, it's cheaper. But you get what you pay for, folks. You know, if you start putting money into a whole life insurance and you get it when you're young where it's affordable for you, you're on easy street the rest of your life because you can keep on making money on that forever, you know?
Yeah,
And
but
it's hard to say that, you know, but you know, it is part of the business, you know. You want to be cheap, fine. I mean, the only time where I see it's different like that, a very wealthy man in Buffalo, he had a new business deal he was going into, and he needed $1 million of term insurance for his loan for 3 years. And that's the only time I ever wrote a policy for something like that.
and here's the thing too, if you're on a restricted budget and now you've got a young family and you just want that peace of mind, you actually need that peace of mind. You need that protection. God forbid something should happen to you. Term insurance is great for that. That's what it's for. You know, if you need
Oh my God, yeah.
$30 a month budget, that's the purpose of term insurance, something that you can afford. Plus, it gives you, with most companies and most of the companies that we work with, allow you to take that term insurance and down the road start to convert it to whole life insurance. So as your income increases and you've got more budget room in there, you can start to convert that term insurance into permanent insurance, whether it's a whole life policy, a universal life policy. You can do that. So it gives you continued peace of mind. And we've got, you'll hear this. Go ahead.
No, I know. Keep on going. I don't want to interrupt you because I'm going to hit you with something.
All right. So you'll hear the phrase, get term insurance and invest the rest. And so people are like, well, no, I don't want permanent insurance. So there are plans that we can help you devise to suit your budget where it's basically term insurance and investing the rest. And we can show you how to do that.
See, Don, and that's the thing. And that's why we started off these podcasts, to not only entertain, but to educate too. Because like I said, I don't have to know about that truck driver's job, the guy that works on the train, the guy that works in the factory, the lady that's a doctor. I don't have to know your jobs because you don't know mine, you know? And when we start talking about this, and this is something for younger, and when I say younger, less in the industry, not age-wise, we gotta remember, guys and girls, we talk about this stuff all the time until we're bored of it. You know, it takes a very interesting person to talk about this all the time. Kind of weird. Donnie too. And the thing is, there's so many things that go into it. Like, and I hate to keep on going back to Donnie saying, one size does not fit all. But I want you to tell me, Don, and the listeners, why is it so important to get whole life insurance as young as you can be?
As with any insurance like that, the younger you are, the less the premiums are. Pure and simple. Not only that, when you're younger, you tend to be healthier. As we get older, things happen, and you do not want to get to a point where you don't have any insurance or you're underinsured, and God forbid something happens where now you're uninsurable because you have a very, a disease or something happened where now the insurance company says, nope, that's too much risk. We're not going to be able to allow you to get insurance. It happens, that unfortunately, much too often. So, but when people say, when's the best time for me to get insurance? Yesterday, because you were younger and you were healthier than you are today. So really, that's something.
Just to let you know, Don, I'm talking to a former Olympian right now. She's asking all kinds of questions. I'm not going to say who it is until she says it's okay for me to say. And she's asking about the FDIC too, and really? She's got those gold medals in a safe deposit box someplace, We have a weird world here, Don. We really, truly do. You never know who's going to reach out to us and ask whatever questions they want to ask. But
I know.
We kind of like scratched the surface yesterday, and I'm glad we dug in a little bit more about the FDIC and why it's important to diversify and to protect your money as much as you can. I mean, right now, for me, in my head, if you have good enough health, get yourself as much whole life insurance as you can afford. Annuity wise, what if your health isn't good? We can always pivot to that, have you put some money into an annuity and use the death benefit for when you leave this planet,
Yeah.
So
because you can list beneficiaries with an annuity. Yeah. So real quick, only because you mentioned an Olympian was asking a question about the FDIC, and hopefully this Olympian,
very famous Olympian,
for her, if she's won some medals, whether gold, silver, or bronze, that would be awesome. Have you ever seen or held in person an Olympic medal?
No.
I had the opportunity to do that. Yes.
Whose was it?
So if you recall, I think it was 2010 Olympics. Was it Winter Olympics? The 4-man bobsled of the United States won the gold medal. one of the Olympians was actually from Buffalo, Steve Messler, and we had the opportunity to meet him. He was a keynote speaker for a nonprofit that I'm involved with at one of our golf events, and we were blessed to have him over for dinner. He brought his Olympic gold medal over to our house, and it was heavy. It was beautiful too. So Steve Messler,
This person has won. This person has won gold and 2 bronze.
How nice! Congratulations! Congratulations!
Mm-hmm.
It's
hopefully we'll have her on the show so we could ask her some questions.
Yes, exactly. But Steve Messler has done great things for children to help them with their confidence. Classroom Champions is the name of the organization he founded, but that's just a side note. But in any event, awesome stuff.
Well, you're a minute over our show, Don. Yeah, because you talk all the time. Talk.
I know.
Donnie Lowe, I'm Donnie Lowe. But
and it looks like I'm frozen
good
too.
Information. And it feels like we haven't even scratched the surface, on a lot of things we could talk about this. But we're going to end the show like we end every other show. If you like working with people that are just like you, have the same passion for life, and love your family as much as we do ours, we're definitely the people you want to be working with. You can go to our website, ebiagency.com. We didn't even do a commercial for ourselves yet today, Don. We suck.
Well, it was a 30-minute commercial.
Right. And you can also email us at everybuffaloinsurance@gmail.com. And what's the hotline, Donnie?
Hotline 716-541-4118. That's 716-541-4118.
And for Olympic skiers in Norway, what's the hotline for them, Don?
That is 716-541-4118.
So everybody, thank you very much for being with us today. We'll see you tomorrow on it's either going to be a doctor show with Dr. Andy, or it's going to be potluck with Donnie Lowe. Tune in to find out, because I don't know either, to be honest with you. And remember, life is definitely worth living. What do you got to keep on doing, Donnie?
You got to keep on fighting, baby. Just keep on fighting.
So we are out of here. Do your whatever you say, Don.
Ciao.
Ciao. We're out. Bye.